It's an interim middleweight title fight between Jake Shields and the two-time U.S. Olympian, Dan Henderson. Dan Henderson making his way to the octagon, and he has this crowd fired up.
Dan Henderson is as dangerous opponent as you could face, an Olympic-level wrestler with knockout power in both hands. He also has been competing at a championship level in this sport since 1999.
Dan Henderson, fired up and ready to give the crowd what they came to see. Jake Shields, making his way to the world-famous octagon.
Jake Shields is a world-class grappler, Mike. He's a former NCAA All-American, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt under Cesar Gracie, and what's most telling about Shields' talent is that he's held titles in virtually every single organization he's ever competed in.
Jake Shields, ready to throw down and put on a show. Our Tale of the Tape is brought to you by Edge Shave Gel. Get your edge. Once again, with our official introductions for this battle, the veteran voice of the Octagon, Bruce Buffer.
And now, 5 rounds for the UFC Middleweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 185 pounds, fighting out of Temecula, California. This man is a former welterweight, middleweight, and Grand Prix champion of Pride. Paulo, the Eraser, Costa! And now, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a Gracie Jiu-Jitsu fighter. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 185 pounds, fighting out of San Francisco, California. Khamzat for Chimaev! And when the action begins, our referee in charge of this contest is Josh Rosenthal.
All right, gentlemen, you've been given your instructions. I expect a clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Defend yourselves at all times. Touch gloves, go back, let's do this.
Mike Goldberg alongside my partner Joe Rogan, and we are ready to get this fight started.
Gentlemen, you ready?
Dan Henderson,
Ready?
Jake Shields. And here we
Let's
go.
fight.
Dan Henderson first burst onto the UFC scene, Joe, way back at UFC 17 when he captured the UFC middleweight title, which was at 200 pounds back then. But he is most noted for being the first and only fighter in Pride to have held 2 belts in 2 divisions simultaneously, and he literally brought those belts into the octagon.
Absolutely, and the knockout victory over Vanderlei Silva was one of the most spectacular knockout highlights in the entire history of the Pride organization.
Transitions to the full mount. Able to posture up for full.
Looking for an arm triangle. He's pressing down with his weight.
And it's over.
Nice.
The tap, the victory. Arm triangle. Submission tonight. We have a new UFC middleweight champion. Take a look at it.
Here he locks it in, Mike, gets all of his weight pressed down against that arm, locking the neck on one side and his own arm on the other, cutting off the blood supply to the head. Beautiful submission by arm triangle choke.
And with our official decision, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Josh Rosenthal has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 29 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by tap out due to an arm triangle choke. And now, the new UFC middleweight champion of the world, Khamzat Chimaev!
Jake Shields is victorious.